let's jump right in. Today, we're going deep into Gowanus, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know that spot everyone keeps bringing up, right?
All right.
So we're going to use this pasted text thing we have
yeah.
to get past all the buzz, all the hype, and really figure out what's actually happening there.
Yeah, what's so interesting about Gowanus is it's not just another one of those Brooklyn neighborhoods changing, like with gentrification.
Right.
It's like a mashup.
Oh, yeah.
Of all this industrial history, artistic stuff, community action, all crammed into a tiny space.
Wow.
Really?
So I've always heard it called like gritty, industrial, but then also up and coming, a haven for artists. Like how did those two totally different things end up together in Gowanus?
So Gowanus basically spent like a whole century being a big industrial center.
Oh.
We're talking factories, warehouses, obviously the canal, that's this. And now all those industrial spots are being taken over by artists.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine these huge studios, high ceilings, flooded with natural light.
Wow.
The kind of spaces artists in Manhattan could only dream of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I bet the rent's way better than anything across the river.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The average rent for a studio in Gowanus is something like 70% lower than a similar spot in Manhattan.
That's huge.
Oh, it's a huge deal. It's a magnet for artists, especially those needing space for big works, installations, that sort of thing.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's cheap rent. It's that industrial look, but it seems like there's got to be more, right? Mm-hmm. What's the artist community actually like in Gowanus?
Well, there's a real sense of, everyone working together.
Oh, nice.
They're not just battling for gallery shows. They're working together on projects, sharing stuff, even making their own exhibition spaces.
Wow.
For example, they have this Gowanus Open Studios event every year.
Okay.
Thousands of people come see all the different art being made in the neighborhood.
That's incredible. Like a breeding ground for new ideas.
It is.
Where artists can really push the limits.
Yeah.
But all these artists coming in, this created energy.
Yeah.
It can cause some tension, right?
Right.
We can't just ignore that.
No, you're right.
Gentrification is a real thing.
We can't ignore that. Gowanus is a perfect example of how good changes can clash with pushing out the people who always live there.
Right.
As more artists come in, property values rise, rents go up.
Of course.
And suddenly the folks who gave Gowanus its unique character are getting forced out.
Sad but true. Happens all the time.
It does, unfortunately.
But are people doing anything to counter those negative effects of gentrification? Trying to make sure everyone benefits from the changes?
Yeah, there are some pretty hopeful initiatives. For example, there are community organizations really pushing for affordable housing policies and working with developers to include units that are below market rate in these new buildings going up.
Right.
There's also a big push to support local businesses and make sure that the people who've been there a long time benefit from the economic boost that comes with all the changes.
It's great to hear they're trying to keep the heart of Gowanus intact, even as it changes.
Yeah.
So if you had to sum up Gowanus in one sentence.
That's a tough one.
What would you say?
I guess I'd say Gowanus is like a living experiment, where all that raw energy from its industrial past is turning into this canvas for artistic expression.
Right.
But it's also a big reminder that when you try to revitalize a city, you got to be responsible about it.
Yeah.
You got to be committed to social equity.
I like that. That's a powerful way to put it.
Thanks.
And it really leaves us with a lot to consider. Gowanus is changing constantly. It'll be fascinating to see how art, industry, community, all those forces shape its future. Thanks for coming on this deep dive into Gowanus with me.
Oh, it's been great.
We'll be back soon to explore something else interesting.
Looking forward to it.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.